Hello. Previously, I've shown the method to deploy Node application to SCP Cloud Foundry environment in my other video. Today, I will deploy the application developed by Python that is using the web framework Flask. This application is very basic web application, so it would be a good reference for people who are wanting to start development by Python with Flask. If you intend to follow this demo, you need your Cloud Foundry environment that you can use freely. If you don't have it, please create a free trial environment of SAP Cloud Platform, Cloud Foundry. For that aim, please refer to my other video that is showing how to start and use it. Okay, let's start. At first, let me show the folder structure that will be pushed to Cloud Foundry. By the way, this Python repository is uploaded to my GitHub. You can find the URL of repository in the description of this video. So please check it, if you are interested. This is the contents of root folder. Specific files of Python application are proc file, requirements.txt and runtime.txt. There is no Python source code file in this root folder, but those are in app folder. App folder has static folder, templates folder and server.py file. Server.py file is the sole Python source code file for this application. Static folder has only one file named style.css. It is the style sheet and CSS is coded there. Templates folder has 3 HTML files. HTML on Jinja template are coded there. Let's check the contents of important files. In the manifest file, I only specify the name of application. This file is also created for Node application in my other video. I didn't use proc file for Node application in my previous video, but I am using this file for this Python case. In this file, the following syntax is used. Process_type, and space, and command. In this case, web is the process type, and Python app/server.py is the command. So during the start of this application, this command is called. Of course the file used in this command must be existing in the specified path here. According to Cloud Foundry documentation, it is saying that one reason to use a proc file is specify a start command for build packs where a default start command is not provided. Some build packs, such as Python, that work on a variety of frameworks, do not attempt to provide a default start command. Another reason to use a proc file is to configure a production server for web apps. The libraries, modules, that your application is depending should be listed in this requirement.txt file. The listed libraries are installed by the command pip install during the deployment of application, that is the execution of cf push command. Because I import only Flask that is not a standard library of Python, in my source code, I just put it in this file. It seems to be okay to omit the version number, and use symbols greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, but I've never used it before. By the way, depending libraries can be found by the command pip freeze. In my case, these libraries are found, but I list only Flask in the requirement.txt file. Several files listed here are installed automatically with Flask without listing them in the requirement.txt file. In runtime.txt file, you can specify a version of the Python runtime. To request the latest Python version in a patch line, replace the patch version with X. For example 3.7.x. To request the latest version in a minor line, replace the minor version, 3.x for example. You can check the version of Python that you are currently using, by the command python-v. At this time, I am forgetting to create and edit.cfignore and .gitignore files, in this root folder. It is possible to deploy the application without those files, but it would be better to create them. To create those files, please refer to following pictures. .vs code is not necessary to list there, if you are not using Visual Studio Code Editor. Next, let's go inside to the folder app. Server.py file is the sole Python source code file of this application. Import necessary libraries related with Flask, an OS that is the standard Python library. Then instantiating oneself as app. This section is for root handlings. If the request path is /or/entry, it shows the page named entry.html with passing the title text. Entry.html file is existing under the template folder. This section is for the path/results and the request method post. When it is called, it shows results.html page with passing values for title and phrase. The value of phrase is taken from request.form that is submitted from the frontend. So, the user input the phrase text in entry.html and calls /results, then it shows result.html with the phrase input by the user. Again, results.html file is existing under the template folder. The last section is just starting the application by the code app run, with specifying the IP address of host, port number, and debug option. If the port number can get from the environment variable, it will use it. Otherwise it will use 5000 as a port number. Next folder is static folder. CSS is coded in style.css file. The styles coded here is influencing all HTML files used in this application. Now the folder is template folder, and this is base.html file. This file is specifying the CSS file shown just a little while ago. All HTML files including this file are written based on Jinja2 template engine. That's why double curly bracket or double curly bracket with % are used here. The value for the title is handed over by the server application, as you've looked in server.py file. This base.html file is included and extended by child templates like entry.html and results.html. So, the contents of block body is filled by the child template, and that's why that block is empty here. Entry.html file is shown when the requested path is /or/entry. This file includes and extends the contents of base.html shown a short while ago. This file is creating the form that should be submitted with the phrase text, and request the path/results to the server application. Results.html file is also specifying base.html as a parent template, and it is shown with the value of title and phrase text that are handed over from the server application. So, the phrase text is input in entry.html, then submitted to the server application, and finally it is handed over to results.html from the server application. Let's go to SAP Cloud Platform Cockpit, and check the URL of API endpoint, in order to log on via Cloud Foundry command line interface. Copy the URL of API endpoint. Open the command prompt, and enter cf login command with specifying the API endpoint copied a little while ago, by -a option. Then, enter the email address and password to log into Cloud Foundry environment. Let's check the current application status in this space by cf apps command. Currently only one application named My First Node app is deployed in this space, but it is stopped now. This Node.js application is deployed in my other video, please check it too, if you are interested. Make sure that you are in the root folder of your Python application. Then, execute cf push command there. The application deployment to Cloud Foundry is started by cf push command. It downloads necessary files, and install Python libraries listed in requirement.txt file, by pip install command. Finally, it starts the application. This is the information of deployed application. It seems to be started normally. Here, you can find the URL to access to this Python application. Let's check by cf apps command for just in case. Copy the URL, and let's run this application in the browser. The application shows entry.html correctly. Input phrase text is shown in the result page. It is working as expected. Let's check the information of this application in SAP Cloud Platform cockpit. By the way, you can also run the application by clicking on this link. You can start, stop, and delete the application by these buttons. Here, you can check the application log. It contains logs during the deployment and logs issued by the application. You can check the events of application here. These are environment variables that can be referred by the application. All other parts are empty for this application. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please check my other videos and subscribe this channel, if you like.